This video is rated 400 points or less.
The Lost Viking playthroughs are a lot of fun. So what you do is this. You take a Viking character and you plunk them somewhere, anywhere, doesn't matter. And then you try to not die horribly. The Norse have this thing called malleable invaders. And basically it allows you to create hybrid cultures a lot cheaper and a lot more easily. I think it also makes it so that you get acceptance more quickly. But anyway, what you do is you take over your little spot, you send out your raiders to get you some money, and then you conquer a neighbor. The second you conquer that neighbor, you begin to increase the level of cultural acceptance, because the true game begins when you successfully create your hybrid culture. Typically, you're going to have to make it so that the roots of your culture are the locals, because that makes them like you a lot more and allows you to do a lot more in the way of typical CK3 adventuring. But you have the Norse culture as your hybrid. Now, what does that get you? Well, first of all, it gives you a few technological things. It gives you longboats, which I didn't realize was all that cool until I played non-Norse groups and then was like, oh, hey, did you know that you can't just jump into the waters and go off and raid? No, you got to go on the land. I learned that when I played as Irish and realized it was really hard to jump in the water and go places. But there's also, you know, they have 5 character traits. They have performative honor, which makes all of your characters bigger, stronger, more violent, and allows for shield maidens, which is entirely useful. You've got rune stones, which gives you a bit of stuff, but also I discovered, in addition to the bonuses to prestige and stuff that you get, the rune stones also allow you to teach your children better. That runestones and storytelling have a thing that make it so that when you educate your children, they just get bigger stats, better stats. Once I learned that, I was like, always take this. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. What else do we have? We also have the Scandinavian elective, which I find to be particularly useful when before you have the ability to do feudalism contracts. And I'm trying to remember what the heck the other things were. Malleable invaders, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what's coming to mind right now. I'm sure if I was looking directly at it, I could be like, oh yeah, and that thing right there. But here's the thing. The Norse culture is just really cool. Oh, yeah, the one where you're basically an invader. It's like raiding or something like that. It gives you raiding and it gives you huskels, which is just, those fantastic Norse troops that allow you to stomp into the area and kick the living tar out of your neighbors. That is a fantastic ability. Now, it's probably not going to be the best stuff in the game. I mean, huskels are pretty boss. But if you start getting into the Mongolian territories, the cavalry will ride you down and eat your lunch. So you will have to use traditional polearm units. But for the most part, you can wreck most of your neighbors. And doing that, playing as a Norse in India or Africa or just some area where you're way, way, way far from home. Don't forget, you've got the Asatru religion, which is great while you're still in the tribal phase. You'll probably want to take a local religion at some point because you're going to need, if you're too far away from the Norse lands, you can't, go through the process of, what the heck is it called? Updating your religion? Reform. There we go. You're too far away from the Norse holy sites, so you can't really reform your religion, which is unfortunate, but it just means that eventually you'll have to adapt one of the local religions and take that. I try to stick with the Norse religion for as long as I can get away with, though, because you have the Norse religions are just kind of cool, especially because you can take your patron deity, which gives you bonuses. Basically, the Norse Asatru combo pack is super OP. and you want to hang on to those traits for as long as possible. Merge with the local populace. Don't spread the Norse religion too far, because eventually you're going to give it up. But, while you're there, go for it. And, place it any place you want. Make certain that you simply pay attention to what you're doing, and you can have a lot of fun. It got to the point where, I almost never play local groups anymore, but I did start working with doing the Lost Viking type game with other religions. For example, some of the Mongolians are kind of fun. You pick them up and you place them somewhere. Try to place them somewhere with plains or steppes so that you get the magnificence of horse archers. And you can do that. In fact, I'm probably going to make a video about some of the different types of horse-based civilizations that you can create. And, that could be a lot of fun. Yeah.